If you take the red pill, what you get is the truth. That's all that Morpheus could promise Neo. The red pill pathway does a little bit more than that, but that's fundamentally where we start. We start with where are we and understand the truth about what's actually going on with us. And from there, we're able to identify a new way of thinking and living that leads to a space of freedom that we have otherwise not enjoyed as entrepreneurs growing up with a belief system that prioritizes external achievement, a hustle culture, and beating the crap out of ourselves on a daily basis to be successful. And ultimately, that doesn't really work. What's hiding in plain sight are all of these opportunities around us to elevate, and many of us have taken them. So there's the law of attraction approach to life, where we're able to get what we want with significantly less effort. So some of us are doing that. There's also this purpose driven community now about building businesses from a standpoint of passion or purpose or meaning. And some of us are getting involved in that. And then there's the third area around social impact, where what we're doing helps the society and helps elevate other people around us in terms of the social issues that we're dealing with in the world. What I'm saying in terms of the red pill pathway is that there's nothing wrong with any of that. It's just not enough. Here's why. These are external results. These outcomes are just that. There is no inner, deeper understanding of who and what we are, regardless of how successful we are at realizing whatever visions that we have, even when those visions are elevated ones, based on within our society what we judge is elevated. And that's fundamentally the problem. When you think about what you really want, you may come to the same conclusion that Jim Carrey did, and myself a little bit after him. So, what Jim Carrey figured out, it's one of my favorite quotes, which is, I wish everyone could become rich and famous and get everything they ever wanted, to realize it's not the answer. Do you think Jim Carrey cared about being a comedian and an actor, that there was a purpose underneath that, there was a passion, there was a vision behind doing that, and he thought it would fulfill every dream that he ever had? Of course there was. Do you think that he manifested through using the law of attraction the kind of success that he had? Of course he did. Was there a social impact in terms of what Jim Carrey was able to do? Well, he certainly made an impact on the society and was recognized for that. And still, at the end of it, he's saying it wasn't the answer. This is my experience. The answer is to meet yourself. I know it sounds weird. There is a part of yourself that knows everything, and that part of yourself is your true self. We in our society do not know how to access this part of ourselves. And this is what's causing all of the problems that we're facing. There is no other problem. This is the only problem. Think about Keanu Reeves' character in The Matrix. He's escaped the matrix, in other words, the belief system of the society, and now he can see something. He can't see the truth, but he's the chosen one, so he has a destiny, he has something he's supposed to do, but he doesn't know what it is. In other words, he doesn't know who he is yet. And you may not either. If what I'm saying is confusing, that means you have not met your true self yet. You will if you take the red pill, as Keanu Reeves did, and continue through your version of the journey into Wonderland, as Morpheus says to Neo in the movie, to see how deep the rabbit hole goes. The rabbit hole inside yourself of truth. There's a moment where Keanu Reeves is going down the rabbit hole and he says something like, I wish I could just know what was going on. You don't get to know what's going on until you get to the bottom of the rabbit hole. There isn't really a bottom, but there are levels, and there's 10 levels, and there's 5 levels that exist in the matrix. And the last level in the matrix, in other words, within this, living within the societal belief systems, believing that they're true. Everything we were taught is wrong. They're not true. The final level, level 5, is the moment where you have expanded enough hope that you will get the life that you want. You will become the person you want to be. And you've recognized changing your circumstances, where you live or your company type or what you're doing won't make any difference. And you know this. That's the bottom of, that's the end of level 5. Then you get into the next 5 levels. And this is where the fun starts. This is where you have the clarity experiences. I entered level 1 of the clarity experience level on February 24th of 2023. The acceleration that I felt inside is like nothing I've ever experienced before. It is not an understatement to say my life completely changed on that day. The acceleration through the levels is a journey going headfirst down the rabbit hole, having absolutely no idea where you are, how things work, or what's happening. But to have an inner compass and guidance system anchoring and holding you where there is occasionally a little concern, but not enough concern where you go like this and break the journey. It's too late to go back in the matrix. Once you're outside Plato's cave and in the bright sunshine and you look around and you say, wow, look at all this stuff. Where'd this come from? Oh, it's been there all along. Oh, really? How come I never noticed? Well, because you were in the cave. Level 1 through level 5, below the clarity moment levels. I jumped through level 2, level 3, and into level 4 within a matter of months because I kept going down the rabbit hole. What's level 4? Level 4 is when you know your truth and you can see how reality works around you. You can't make level 4 happen. Einstein said, we can't solve a problem from the same level of consciousness in which it was created. That is a true statement. Do you think Einstein became Einstein because he was the smartest person in the world? That's not what happened. What happened is Einstein entered level 4. Einstein had personal clarity experiences that allowed him to access information that you cannot access without those personal clarity experiences. You cannot enter that realm through reasoning. You cannot enter that realm through work. You cannot enter that realm through effort. You enter that realm by going through the rabbit hole into your mind, into what's happening inside you, experiencing whatever feelings come up, examining the truth of all, not some, all, every belief system and thought and concept that you've ever had. I know he did this. I know that Leonardo da Vinci did this. I know the Dalai Lama did this. I know it, and I did it. And I know there are millions of people around the world that no one has ever heard of who have done the same thing. This does not make any of us special. It makes what we've done special. When you see your truth, the opportunities available right in front of us that we tell ourselves in the society that has taught us things that are wrong are known. They've been written about for millions of years. Well, I don't know. They've been talked about as long as they've been human beings. And then when people started writing things down, they got written down, passed along as oral traditions before that. We know all of this. All of it is true when it's always been true, is true now, and will always be true. You will automatically know when you've connected into yourself what is true. We call that sage wisdom versus guru information, which are things that are helpful and useful, but not true. There may be pieces of it that contain truth, but they're limited by the conditions of the society in which they were developed. This is what Einstein was saying. The level of consciousness that created those realities was limited, not unlimited. In other words, whoever created it had not yet entered the personal clarity stages. The red pill pathway is all about, in 8 weeks, going through an approach that allows you to move into those clarity phases, or at least move closer toward them. And within those 8 weeks, there is planning, there's action, and there's impact. The details of how you specifically do that are not important. What's more important is that you've been financially successful. You're not craving or worrying about money. If you're concerned about money, but it's not a concern, then that's not a problem. Second, you are like Keanu Reeves. You've decided, I don't care how tough this is. I don't care how painful it is. Whatever's missing inside me has got to get fixed. I'm not living like this anymore. That's requirement 2. For the red pill pathway, whether you do this with me or somebody else to change your life, must be met, or you will not be able to do this. And this is why I like working with entrepreneurs, because we're able to tolerate pain and do hard things. The third thing that's essential is timing. Timing's not always right. If it's not right, you can't get to your truth. You're not ready. How do you know you're ready? There's 5 kind of feelings or situations that come up. The first is this inner knowing of what I'm doing isn't quite right. The second is I can't keep doing what I've been doing. It's not going to work for me anymore. The third is I know there's something better here for me, but I can't seem to get to it. The fourth is I feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing, and every time I start going in that direction, something goes wrong and I get distracted, and I just sort of go back to the way I've always been. I'm getting kind of tired of doing that. Fifth is what's called the dark night of the soul, and this is the bottom. So this is Luke Skywalker. This is The Lion King. This is any Disney story or Pixar story of the moment where the hero who is called to adventure and heeds the call after refusing it is gone on the journey and almost dies but is resurrected. So the almost dies but is resurrected moment is a perfect time to take the red pill and go down the red pill pathway. But you don't have to wait until it gets that bad. If you have a hint of it, where, like me back on September 20th of 2020, where I was ready to begin to go down the red pill pathway, I just had this feeling of, I've got this 7-figure business, low 7 figures. It's killing me. I was having a financial problem with the business, and I just felt like I just can't do this anymore. And I felt like there was something better. And I had this moment at 5 o'clock in the morning, September 20th of 2020. And I said, I'm going to get up and change my life today. And I don't know what this means. And like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, it would be nice to know what's going on, but I'm willing to do this anyways, whether I know what's going to happen or not.